7:35 this afternoon, thousands are rallying on the National Mall for the family's first day of action, demanding protections for Medicaid, food assistance, and immigrant families. Nicole Jorwic from Caring Across Generations is one of the organizers behind this event and the 60-hour vigil happening right now. She joined us live this morning. Thanks for being with us. I want to start with the big picture of all of this. Talk about what is Family's First Day. I know this is a nationwide action.
Yes, thanks for having me. And we have been out here for 60 hours, and ultimately this is all leading up to Families First. Families First is a day of activation across the country. We've got over 220 events for a day of families coming together to talk about the things that our families need. And ultimately this is about kicking off accountability for the massive cuts to programs that Congress just passed earlier this month. So we're here and we're rallying, and we have over 25,000 people registered all over the country, because that's how many people are really upset about what the decisions that were made in the Capitol that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, and let's back up a little bit. Tell us more about the 60-hour vigil that you guys are in right now. What has that experience been like for you?
It's been intense. I'm also a little bit tired. I think I've maybe slept a total of 8 hours in the last few days, and we came together for 60 hours because one of the biggest cuts that's also centered in the Families First is Medicaid. We did 60 hours because next week is the 60th anniversary of the passage of Medicaid and Medicare, but unfortunately we're doing it on the heels of the most historic cut of nearly $1 trillion to the program. And so many families rely on it, disabled people, seniors, so we have had folks all over since 9 p.m. on Wednesday, and we're going to end in a little more than an hour, and it's been intense, emotional, but also empowering.
And when it comes to these cuts, Medicaid cuts, I mean, what are your biggest concerns? Who's at risk the most with this?
Absolutely. So unfortunately, with cuts this size, everyone is really at risk, because the whole stability of the program is really has been compromised, can be compromised, because we do have the opportunity to get rid of these. We are going to try to get them to repeal these cuts. But the disability community, seniors, family caregivers are going to be impacted in an outsized way, because when it comes to long-term care, home and community-based care, it's going to take the biggest hit because of these cuts.
Yeah, I know this rally brings together a lot of people. We're talking caregivers, immigrants, seniors, faith leaders. Why is it so important for you all to kind of unite in this moment?
Absolutely. Now is the important moment for all of us across issue areas and across groups to highlight the fact that all of these programs are so incredibly important to every community and every family, for the support that they need, and also for their economic security and for their ultimate security. And so we need to make sure that we're protecting programs, and we also need to make sure that we're not using the public funds that we need for programs like Medicaid and Medicare and SNAP, and instead they made the decision to massively fund ICE. And so for our immigrant families, for our faith-based families, for family caregivers, for our disabled community members, that's why we're all coming together, and that's why we're focusing on families, because families and communities are what make everything happen in this country, and that's what we're reminding members of Congress and the administration.
Okay, only got about 10 seconds left. Quickly, people watching, whether they're in D.C. or across the country, how can they get involved or take action?
Yes, familiesfirstnow.org. There's still time to find your local event. Come down to the mall, see us, we'll all be here, and mostly just join in our fight to make sure that we put families first in the policy-making decisions of this country.
All right, Nicole Jorwic, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you being with us.